Welcome to the Soulful Success podcast. I'm your girl, Janelle Chiara, and today's episode, we're going to be discussing something that I've been seeing all over the internet, but also having conversations with other people in the business space about. And this is feminine energy within business. Now, if you are a millennial, then I'm guessing you've grown up through the hustle culture. This is where people have been burning themselves out, working themselves into the ground in order to have a successful business. And if you're on the internet right now, you have also seen these motivational speakers that speak a lot about how you have to wake up at 5 a.m. You need to do the ice baths, you need to do the cold plunges, you need to eat protein for breakfast, and all of these other things. And what I feel like it's doing is confusing everybody into what it takes to run a successful business. Now, as a woman who operates in the business space, I feel like it's taken me a while to get to the place that I'm at now and really to understand the difference between feminine and masculine energy within business. So we're going to go into that today. We're going to speak all about that. I'm going to give you my opinions. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. So if you like this episode, share it on your stories and with somebody else that's going to resonate with it. Okay, so I was having a conversation with a male business mentor, Abhishek. There's some content coming out between me and him, and we had a good conversation. And it really got me thinking about how men and women operate differently in the business space, because we do not run on the same cycles. Men run on 24-hour cycles and women run on 28-day cycles. Women, I know you know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. And we just can't operate with the same motivation and I believe the same discipline the way that men can. Part of the conversation that we were having is just, for example, the morning routine. So how I like to get up in the morning, I do my journaling, I do meditation. I like to have slow mornings and peaceful mornings, where Abhishek put on his Instagram story that you should just wake up and go at it. Now, I know I can't just wake up and go at it. My brain does not work that way. I need to have slow mornings. I like to chill. I like to have my morning routine. And if I don't do my morning routine, then I cannot operate properly. Whereas he was speaking about the fact that he needs to get up, get in the gym and get to work, and that's it. Now, that doesn't work for me. So imagine having the understanding that as a woman, we are not having to burn ourselves out. We're not having to go hard with business. You can actually still be successful and allow things to flow instead. You can operate with how you're actually feeling. Now, there are times that you're going to have to push through, okay? I'm a Cancer. I know this. There are times that you're going to have to push through beyond your feelings, but there are also times where you can flow and understand that taking rest is something that you need to do in order to be successful. I did a podcast episode about this a few months ago, and I was explaining the fact that in those periods of rest, you can have reflection. You can relax. You can actually start to understand what's going on around you. You can reevaluate and understand how to move forward in a way that allows you to really know where you are. You know, if you're on the go, you're moving, how are you ever going to understand where you are? And also to reevaluate your goals. A lot of the time we have these goals that we set for the year. Okay, so you've got your 2025 goals. These goals that you set in January, now that we're going into April, might mean that they no longer resonate with you. But if you're just keep going at these goals without taking a minute to actually understand where you're at and whether it's resonating with you, then you might be going on along a path that actually no longer serves you. So taking time to rest, taking time to reflect. There was also a quote that I seen from Laura Acosta, who was talking about the fact that there is no such thing as work-life balance. I know, right? There is no such thing as work-life balance. There are seasons within your business. There are seasons where you have playful seasons. There are seasons where you have deep work. And you know, when you just start a brand new business and you've got to put in the graft, you've got to grind, there's late nights, there's early mornings. That's a season. The next season might be that you can ease off, that you become more playful. This might be your content creation season. This might be the season where you've got the foundations, you've done all the work, and now it's a season of creativity. This is the time where you're creating content, you're networking, you're connecting with people, you're putting this idea that you've worked on out there into the public. And then there's going to be the season that comes after that, which now your idea is out there, you now need to go into sales mode. This is the season where you're really going back in again. So you can see how we operate and move through seasons, and not every single day needs to be grind and graft. And some days it's rest and reflection. So really understanding this, especially as a woman within business, is going to put you 10 years ahead. If I'd have known this when I first started my first business, when I was like 21, I'd be in a greater position, because a lot of the time I was burning myself out. I was working a business, I was doing a job, I was doing all of these things. Now looking back, if I'd have slowed down and understood where I was at and took time to rest and reflect, then I would have been 10 years ahead. But also back then, the people that I was following were male business leaders. And again, the way that they operate is not the same way that we operate. So I just really wanted to bring this to the podcast today to help you to understand that not all of these business gurus are going to relate to you. You're not going to relate to every single person out there. It's the same with like a diet plan, right? You might go to the gym and a personal trainer is going to give you a diet plan. That diet plan might not work for you. So then if you don't succeed in this diet plan, you feel like you failed because you're not following the structure of what someone else has given to you. This is another trait of feminine energy within business. We use our intuition. Your intuition should guide you and let you know the next steps, where you need to be. That gut feeling, if something's telling you that actually this is not right, this is not resonating with me, and you keep pushing through, then really you're going in a direction that you're not meant to be in. So using intuition, using that gut feeling to understand what is working for you, and also allowing yourself to pivot. This is one of the biggest things that I've learned within my business, especially within the past 12 months. Allowing yourself to pivot. Just because you set yourself a goal last year that you were going to be something or someone, say for example, 2 years ago, you decided that you wanted to go to university and become a nurse. And then 2 years into this job or 2 years into this course, it's no longer resonating with you, but you're pushing on because you don't want to let yourself down. Actually, what you're doing is you're going in the wrong direction. The universe is telling you this is not the direction. It's not aligning with you anymore. Allow yourself to pivot. Imagine you get to this point and you're like, actually, that no longer resonates with me. I am no longer that person. You've got a calling now. Then the calling is telling you to go in this direction. But sometimes you're too scared to go in that direction because you're worried about what this person's going to think, your parents are going to think, your family's going to think, your friends are going to think. Trust me, I've been there. I am the biggest pivoter that I have known. I was having a conversation the other day. I have had 15 jobs. I have been everything under the sun that you could possibly think about. But what I allow myself to do is pivot. Allow yourself to pivot at any time. You will find what resonates with you. You do not need to stick something out just because you've been doing it for the past 5 years. Maybe that served you at that point, but it's no longer serving you in the direction that you're actually meant to be going in. Allow yourself to pivot. Allow your intuition and your gut feeling to tell you what direction that you need to go in. I think the second part about having a feminine energy-led business is community and collaboration. A lot of the times I see these mentors online that are telling you, it's just you, you're on your own. Nobody helped me get up. And okay, I understand. We're all here. Nobody can really do the work other than you. If you allow yourself to collaborate, connect with other people and build a community, you are going to thrive. I have been there. I have been the person that has built businesses just me, all on my own. I used to be in the event space. I used to put on these events, and I swear I used to have like thousands of people coming to an event, and it was just all on me to do it because I was like, I don't need anybody else. I'm going to do this by myself. I kind of wanted all the money for myself as well. But then the stress that comes along with that, of having all the pressure on yourself because you don't want to delegate or you don't think that anybody else can do the job as good as you can, is actually going to burn you out. It's going to burn you out. You're going to be stressed, and then you're not going to enjoy it. If you collaborate and connect with other people that are in your circle, now these people do not need to be your friends, your family members. These people are probably going to be strangers on the internet. These are going to be people that when you enter spaces that resonate with you, you are going to find those people and they're going to connect with you and they're going to be on the same journey. The women that I'm teaching right now to build online businesses, they don't have friends that are trying to build online businesses. Their family members don't get it. So when we are all in a WhatsApp group and they understand that there's other women that are on the same path as them, then it's building this community. It's like, okay, I'm not alone. Somebody else knows the struggle. As an example, some of my girls right now are in the sales space. So they've built their online business and now they're at the part where they actually need to put themselves out there. And the one thing that I hear all the time from these women is, but what if no one chooses me? What if I can't get any clients? And I swear I could put together a compilation of all of these people saying the same thing, because there's self-doubt. And when you're on this journey of creating a business, the self-doubt creeps in. If you are on your own in this business space with nobody else that's in the same space as you, that self-doubt is going to be 10 times harder. It's going to be 10 times louder. It's going to make you want to quit. But if you're in a community of other people that are building the same way as you, then you're going to feel connected. The girls can put in a question into the WhatsApp group and they can say something like, I'll ask them, what are you struggling with this week? And they'll let me know. So they might be struggling with the fact that they haven't heard from the people that they've reached out to. And now the other girls are joining like, yes, girl, same, like the fear of rejection, the fear of failure, all of these things that are coming up. And now in a space where they can be shared, they feel safe, you know, we can laugh about it, we can have a joke about it. And we have this sense of community that is also going to push you forward. It is really hard when you're creating a business by yourself. It's really hard when you're taking a step into the unknown and you're moving into something that you've never done before. If you're doing that alone, it's scary. It's hard. But if you've got other people that are part of a community with you, they are going to be your soul sisters. They are going to be the people that are going to pick you up. Because sometimes, even if you have a big group of friends, I've got a big group of friends back home and I love my friends. They're my best friends, but they don't really understand the journey. They don't understand moving to a whole new country, trying to build a business, being alone, trying to make friends. They don't understand all of this. But some of the people that I've met here in Thailand that are doing the same thing as me, they get it. We are in this together. I can drop them a message and be like, girl, today I just cannot. I just cannot. Today is a hard day. Today I'm missing home. Today, you know, being able to have those conversations. So if you don't have that community right now, then you can find that community. Whatever space you're in, whatever business it is that you're going into, maybe it's not business, maybe it's something spiritual. Maybe you're connecting with people religiously, like maybe you're on that path. Whatever path it is that you're going down, you can find people online that have a space, that have a community. Maybe it's in the comments of your favorite creators' TikTok. Maybe that's where they are. And don't feel scared to reach out to people and start to build this community or ask to be part of a community. Trust me, it is the best thing that you're ever going to do. And it's going to make your life so much easier when you have people surrounding you that are on the same wavelength. I think the third thing about operating differently in a feminine energy way and a masculine energy way, because I do believe that we have these two parts within us, right? The masculine energy is the go-getter. It's the way that we wake up every morning. We're disciplined, we're sales, all of those things that are in business. The feminine energy is the creativity, it's the flow, it's the intuition. How do you merge these two things together in order to balance it out? I think that that comes from creativity and really understanding yourself and how you operate. There is no one way in business on how to operate. There are so many people on the internet that are telling you, do this, wake up at 5 a.m., go here, you need to operate your business like this. This is the way that you need to create content. You know, you need to find your niche. There is so much advice on the internet on the way that you build a business, on the way that you operate to be successful. I'll be totally honest with you. I think as a woman in your feminine energy, you know, you have a deep knowing and understanding of how you operate. Maybe you're not somebody that wants to get up at 5 a.m. Maybe you're not somebody that needs to go to the gym and lift heavy weights. Maybe you're somebody that has slow mornings and you wake up at 9 because you operate better. You operate better when you have a slow morning. You need to just understand what success looks like to you and how you actually operate. If you're somebody where you hate getting up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., I would recommend people to get up early, but that's just me. That's how I operate. But if you're someone and you're really finding resistance with this, and then maybe you're tired for the rest of the day and you're not optimizing, you're not working at full capacity, that's not the way that you operate. So really understanding yourself on that deeper level, really going within. And this is the time that you spend journaling. This is the time that you write down how you feel. Take that reflection period at the end of each day, reflect on what worked for you, what doesn't work for you, and then build something that's going to resonate with you. Build your routine so that you operate in the most optimal way that you can. Don't always listen to the people on the internet, even me. Don't just take what I say for gospel. Go with what makes you feel good. Go with the way that you operate. And you guys know that I love to talk about journaling. You know that I love to talk about mindset, but these are the things that are really important. If I could give you one piece of advice in regards to how to build a successful business, I would say firstly, understand who you are, understand what it is that you want, and build a plan around that. Understanding yourself on a deeper level is going to help you become more successful than keep reading those self-help books. I know you've read at least 10 self-help books in the past couple of years, and all you're doing is keep reading and reading and reading, but you're not actually putting that into action. You're not really taking the things out of the book and seeing what resonates with you. You don't need to read 10 self-help books. You actually just need to sit with yourself in a journal, a pen, and write down, what works for me? How do I operate? When do I feel most alive? I know that in the morning, I am awake, I am ready. So my creative juices are flowing in the morning. That's when I can do something creative. In the evening, I know that I'm tired. The type of work that I do in the evening is completely different to the work that I'm doing in the morning. I thought it was a really important point just to speak about. I don't know how this is going to land with you. I don't know how you guys are going to resonate with this, but I feel like there's definitely a space where we are shifting. We're shifting in how we operate. We're shifting, even as a generation, we're shifting the way that we no longer want to burn ourselves out for business. We still want to be successful. We still want to hit all of our goals, but you don't need to burn yourself out to actually get to that point. So I feel, find your favorite female-led business owners, go and listen to their podcast, see how they operate, and then also understand yourself and take the time to actually figure that all out. This was a short episode, but I feel like it's going to resonate with a lot of you, and hopefully it gives you the motivation and a little bit of the pep talk that you needed to go ahead and build that business, but in the feminine way, in the feminine energy way, and not burn yourself out. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are back every single Monday on YouTube and Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure to follow us on the TikTok and Instagram at Soulful Success Society, and share this with someone that you think will help.